Look at him. He actually thinks he belongs here.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Go on and heal me right now. $1 million if you can do it. If you fail, keep your head down and stop pretending you matter. Victor Langston's voice blasted through the Wellness Innovation Expo like a blade of fire. His anger bounced off the tall glass walls and echoed through the room. People froze mid-step, eyes locked on the scene unfolding near the center display. Conversations died instantly. Phones were lifted. Every face shifted toward the confident billionaire, pointing at a quiet boy who stood alone before the crowd. The boy didn't flinch. He didn't bow his head. He simply looked up with a calm that felt almost supernatural. And in a voice soft enough to still the entire hall, he said, "I don't need $1 million. I just need the truth." The expo was a world of its own bright lights. Polished hardwood floors, the smell of new technology mixing with the soft scent of fresh flowers. Screens glowed with medical innovations. Machines hummed with promises of healing and data that could change lives. People walked through the event with hope in their eyes, searching for answers. And yet, the man who funded half the booths walked among them like a storm waiting to break. Victor Langston, known for his success, wealth, and stubborn pride, carried a secret inside him: sharp, sudden chest pain that seemed to arrive without cause. No doctor could explain it. No machine detected it. But Victor felt it every day like a ghost gripping at his heart. He told no one. Admitting it meant admitting fear. And fear was weakness. So he hid it behind arrogance. The pain whispered beneath his ribs as he toured the event, masquerading curiosity with irritation, snapping comments at prisoners who had trained their entire lives to stand at this expo. But then he noticed something that made him stop. In the center of the hall, among expensive, high-tech displays, sat a simple wooden table with no banners or glowing screens. Only a handwritten cardboard sign, "Emotional Healing Free." Behind the table sat Elijah, a boy no older than 11. He had the calm posture of someone far older, eyes that watched the world with quiet thought, and a peaceful stillness that seemed strange in a place filled with energy. People whispered that the boy had calmed the crying woman earlier, but Victor didn't care about rumors. What irritated him was the boy's calm expression. The way he seemed immune to the chaos around him. As if he didn't fear anything, not even a man like Victor. Victor marched toward him, fueled by a mixture of curiosity and anger he didn't understand. Elijah's gaze rose to meet his, unshaken, and that bothered Victor even more. He felt suddenly exposed, as if the child saw straight through him. And so he resorted to the shield he knew best: pride. "Heal me right now for $1 million. He shouted, thrusting his chest forward. "Come on, you claim you can help people? Then fix me. Or stop pretending you're special." The hall erupted into whispers. $1 million? For a child? Was this a joke or a challenge? Elijah stepped around the table. He stood quietly, still small compared to Victor, yet strangely more grounded than the adults watching. His voice flowed like calm water. "You want me to heal something you don't even understand." The crowd stiffened. Victor's eyebrows shot upward in offense. "What I understand," he snapped, "is that you're a child pretending to be a miracle." Elijah took a slow step closer. "And you're a man pretending you're not hurting." His words were simple but devastating. They stripped Victor of his defenses in a single sentence. A wave of gasps spread behind him. The air grew heavy as Elijah approached. Victor's chest tightened, not with pain, but with dread. Elijah lifted a gentle hand and placed it over Victor's chest. For the first time in years, Victor felt vulnerable in public. The hall grew so quiet that Victor could hear the soft rhythm of his own heartbeat beneath the boy's palm. Elijah closed his eyes. The silence was deep, almost sacred. Then the boy spoke in a whisper that carried through the entire room. "Your heart has been hurting for a long time. Not because it's weak, but because you silenced the part of yourself that loves someone." Victor's breath stumbled. Elijah continued, "You lost someone you needed. Someone who asked you to slow down. Someone whose voice you still hear, but you pretend you don't. You buried their memory so deep that now it pushes back." The words hit Victor with painful precision. His heart dropped into his stomach. He remembered the hospital room, the fading heartbeat, the promise he whispered to the person he loved most, that he would rest, live slower, breathe deeper, and honor their memory. But after they were gone, Victor did the opposite. He drowned himself in work and noise. He became louder instead of healing. His voice cracked as he stepped backward. "Stop! You don't know anything about me." But the pain on his face betrayed him. Elijah lowered his hand slowly. "Pain doesn't lie," he said softly. "You've been carrying guilt instead of healing." The crowd watched him with awe as Victor's arrogance melted into something unfamiliar vulnerability. Victor's knees weakened, and he lowered himself onto a nearby bench. His hands shook uncontrollably. The man who once spoke like a thunderstorm now sat with his head bowed, tears forming in his eyes. Elijah approached him gently and sat beside him, small but steady. He looked at Victor with eyes filled not with pity, but understanding. "Healing takes courage," he murmured. "You had strength your whole life, but not courage." Victor swallowed hard. "What courage?" Elijah tapped his chest. "The courage to feel." Slow tears slid down Victor's face, the first he had cried since the day he lost the person he loved. For years he had been running, pretending that conquering the world would fill the void inside him. But the boy had exposed the truth in seconds. Victor wasn't sick. He was grieving. He wasn't broken. He was disconnected from himself. He wasn't weak. He was human. He looked at Elijah with trembling gratitude. "You didn't just heal me," he whispered. "You reminded me I'm still human." Elijah smiled softly. "That's the hardest thing to remember." Victor stood slowly, wiping his tears. The crowd, now silent and humbled, parted for Elijah as he walked away. People bowed their heads, touched their hearts, or wiped tears they didn't expect. Respect radiated through the hall like warmth. Victor whispered a line that people would repeat across social media for months. Real strength isn't in money or power. Real strength is in the courage to heal. And as he stood there in the center of the expo, he felt his heart beat without fear for the first time in years. Elijah disappeared into the crowd, leaving behind a man reborn. Victor Langston walked out of the expo not healed of grief, but finally ready to face it, honor it, and grow from it. And that was a healing worth more than any million he could offer.